In this demo of Essential, we're going to look at a model of an investment management company. It's fictional and all the details have been made up, but we're going to use it to look at a few ways in which you might apply Essential in your organization. This diagram shows the structure of the Essential architecture model. At the top, in the core model, there are 4 layers: business, application, information, and technology. Each one of those layers can be seen through 3 views: conceptual, logical, and physical. The conceptual view is of the what, the logical view is the how, and the physical is the actual implementation, so they're different levels of abstraction. And so the core model has 12 boxes, 4 layers, and then 3 views for each layer. Beneath that is the support model, which contains elements which operate on those in the core model. Both the support model and the core model can be changed, they're extensible. Generally, one would need to give more thought to changes to the core model as to their impact. The support model offers great freedom in being able to add elements and link them to those in the core model to meet any new requirements. Right, well that was a quick overview of the Essential architecture model. Now we're going to look at Essential in action. We're going to look at the Essential modeler and the Essential viewer in a few different scenarios. We'll start off in Protégé, which is the modeling component of Essential for information capture. One of the ideas with Essential is to separate out the processes for information capture, which is here in Protégé, to those for information presentation and analysis. There's a separate component for that. Let's open up the sample repository. Now if we open up EA class and look in here, we can see the business layer, the application layer, the information layer, and the technology layer. There's also EA support, which contains a support meta model. Let's look in the business layer first. In here we can see it's divided into 3. And these 3 correspond to the 3 views of the business layer: conceptual, logical, and physical. If we look in the logical one, we can see we've got business roles. Let's have a look in there. We've got individual business roles, which are ones that are taken on by individuals, and we've got group business roles, which are roles that are taken on by groups of people. The group roles we've got defined are fee billing team, finance department, investment management company, IT support team, and performance team. Let's take a look at performance team. We can see we've got a name, we've got a description. All the details are showing up here on the right in the instance editor. We've got a role type for the performance team, so the performance team is a business team. And then these 2 attributes here support a hierarchy for roles. So the group role performance team is part of the group role investment management company, and it contains the 2 roles here, individual business roles, for performance analyst and performance manager. Then finally we've got actors playing this role. So this is from the physical part of the business model. We've got the global performance team, it's just an actual team, and they're taking on the role of performance team. Now let's publish it to the Essential viewer. To do that, we go to the Essential Architecture Reporting tab here in Protégé. We check that this URL is set up to point to the Essential viewer, and then we just click this button, and it's done. Here's the Essential viewer, which as you can see is web-based. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at the same thing as we saw in Protégé, but this time we're going to be looking at reports. So let's go into Architecture Strategy Management, and then this report here, the Strategic Logical Business Operating Model. And there we go. There we can see the group business roles for finance department, performance team. And then if we look inside the performance team, we can see that within that group role there are the 2 individual roles for performance manager and performance analyst. If we click on performance manager, we can see that the performance analyst role reports to the performance manager role, and they both sit within the performance team. Just to reiterate a point, it's an important one. There are 2 main components to Essential. There's the Essential modeler and the Essential viewer. The modeler is for the capture of information. The viewer is for presentation and analysis of the information. The capture of information is independent of notation, it's agnostic of notation. In the viewer, you can develop reports to present the contents of the model however you like. The second scenario we're going to look at is managing architecture standards. So the scenario is that we've been trying out a product called Fiorano ASB. We've been running a prototype of it, and we've decided that we're not going to use it, and so it's going to be off strategy. Let's find it here in the report. If we click through, we get to see the details relating to that technology product. What we're interested in here is where it's used to implement technology components. We've been prototyping it as a message bus, and so it's marked as such here in the usage policy status. What we've decided though is that we're not going to go ahead with it, and so it's going to become off strategy. We're back in Protégé, the essential modeler, and we're going to find Fiorano being used as a message bus. Let's go into the technology layer, technology logical, technology provider role, and technology product role. We've got a big list here. For example, we've got Adobe Acrobat Reader being used as a PDF reader. Let's find Fiorano. It's given us a short list. We're interested in this one, where the Fiorano Enterprise Service Bus is being used as a message bus. Here are the details. You can see that its strategic lifecycle status is set as prototype, but we've done the prototype and we've decided that we're not going to go ahead with it, so we're going to set it as off strategy. Now we just need to publish that back to the viewer. Now we're back in the Essential viewer, and this is what it looked like before. We just need to refresh this page. Let's have a look again, and now we can see that as a message bus, its strategic usage policy is set to off strategy, which is what we want.